Happy Tuesday, good people. I apologize. Feel like this is becoming part of my routine, but I am 4 minutes late. However, I want to thank you for hopping on with me. Now, these enrolled agent videos that I've been doing, let me put my phone on silent. I apologize. These are enrolled agent videos that I've been doing have picked up traction on YouTube. So if you were watching this at a later date on YouTube, please let me know in the comments how you're enjoying the video. But I also want to welcome you to join me either on LinkedIn or Facebook on Tuesday mornings at 11 a.m. when I go live with these different topics. That'll give you an opportunity to ask me your questions in real time and we can get to know each other, right? So, in today's video, I'm going to talk about who should become an enrolled agent, right? Because I've talked about what an enrolled agent does, I've talked about what an enrolled agent is, but if you follow me on social media, you saw on yesterday, I posted something that I have found very interesting. People have reached out to me wanting more information about becoming an enrolled agent, but they don't know if it will be a good fit for them, and they don't truly understand what an enrolled agent does and the authority that an enrolled agent has when dealing with tax issues before the IRS. Before I get too far, I see my people hopping on Facebook. I forgot to pull LinkedIn up, so I'm going to pull LinkedIn up. If you were here on Facebook or LinkedIn, be sure to drop in and say hello. Hi, Miss Dorothy. How are you doing today? Let me get LinkedIn pulled up really quick. And then I want to share this to my personal page. You guys know I have more followers over on my personal page. And actually,
Personal page.
oh, there it is. I have been saying that I have 7,200 followers over there. I guess I'm manifesting because it's 5,700. Not not quite the same. So let me share this to my personal page because people catch the replay on there. All right, got that shared there. Let me find myself live on LinkedIn. And thank you to all of you guys that participated in the poll that I had in my stories and I put on LinkedIn because I was trying to get a better feel for how you guys want to consume the content. If I should stream it on YouTube live, if I should stream it on Facebook and LinkedIn the way I've been doing, or if I should do a LinkedIn audio event. Now, on LinkedIn, I did get people that said do the LinkedIn audio event, which makes sense because a lot of my people on LinkedIn, when they are streaming it live, they're actually at work and they've let me know like they don't always respond in the comment section, but they'll send me a DM to be like, hey, excuse me, I was at work. I couldn't really respond, but I was listening. Thank you for the information. So I'm going to relaunch that poll just so I can get a better idea because here's the thing. I've been completely neglecting the folks on Instagram. And when I posted on, what do we call it, Meta, when I posted in my stories, the people on Instagram were like, no, bring it here too. So you guys know I'm over here struggling, trying to talk to you on Facebook, talk to you guys on LinkedIn. So I guess, I don't know, I have to set up my phone like this or something so I can talk on Instagram too. But as you guys are coming in, make sure that you are letting me know that you're here. So I believe I see Neri is in the room. I got Miss Dorothy. Hello. Let's get right into this because sometimes you guys have questions and it takes me a little bit past the hour. I want to make sure that I am getting your questions answered and respecting your time as well. So, again, the whole purpose of me doing this video, hey, Neri, the whole purpose of me doing this video is to help you because I can't give you the answer for you, right? It's to help you determine whether or not the EA designation is right for you. I know people who they went ahead and they took the test, they got the license, and then they decided, hey, this representation stuff isn't really for me. And while I'm a lifetime learner and I don't think there's any waste in learning something, I know enrolled agents that do feel like they wasted time taking the test because they didn't need to take the test to do or offer the service that they offer to taxpayers. That makes sense? So, today we're going to talk about that. And it's interesting too because you guys can't see everything that I can see right now. I have people reach out that are financial planners. I have people that reach out that are realtors, just from a whole lot of different industries. And they're like, hey, I've been looking into the EA exam. Can you tell me more about it? So, the main thing that's going to differentiate an EA from other tax professionals is the representation piece. And let me remember my manners. All right. So, for the people that are just now seeing this on YouTube, or you've never even seen a video of mine on Facebook or LinkedIn, my name is Timalyn Bowens, and I am America's favorite EA. I'm also the owner of Bowens Tax Solutions, which is a virtual firm based in Louisville, Kentucky, and we specialize in helping taxpayers that owe $100,000 to the IRS or more. That, or they are actively being levied, which means the IRS is all up in their bank account, or audited. All right. But I'm right here today because I also have a mission to fill the tax literacy gap one taxpayer at a time. And on Tuesdays, I take that as an opportunity to help my fellow tax professionals, whether those are enrolled agents or aspiring enrolled agents. All right. If you are interested in doing taxes and you have no idea what an enrolled agent is, the enrolled agent license is the highest designation that the IRS awards to a tax professional. With that license, because I know a lot of people are like, oh, that's cool, but what's that mean? So, with that license, I have one because I'm America's favorite, right? I have unlimited practice rights before the IRS. And what that means is I can come in and handle any tax situation in any tax office across the United States for any US taxpayer, right? So I have a client in Baghdad, I have a client in Italy, I have a client in Australia, I have clients all over the world. Glory be to God, nothing, nothing of my own merit, but the EA designation allows me to help them. So when I say help them, yes, I can call the IRS on their behalf. But with these different clients, I had one who was facing an audit. So what happened is they retained me to handle the situation. So instead of them answering to the audit correspondence, they hired me. I did an investigation, got caught up with the case, and I was able to help with the correspondence and get the amount that the IRS said that they were owing knocked down significantly because the IRS was saying they owed somebody's year salary. We got it under $20,000, got a payment arrangement set up, right? As an enrolled agent, I can go into any IRS office across the country and do that for my client, right? I like to explain it as they take their shoes off, I step in and handle the situation. Okay. That is what an enrolled agent is. Now, are there other professionals that can represent taxpayers with unlimited practice rights before the IRS? Yes. Tax attorneys can do this and CPAs can do this. However, they are not licensed through the Internal Revenue Service, they are licensed through their state. So that's one of the main differences, okay? With a tax attorney, they are typically going to handle things when it goes criminal. If you get into legal trouble outside of taxes, but still involving your taxes, I can team up with a tax attorney, but I can't represent you in the court of law, just IRS stuff, okay? So, as I'm talking about what an enrolled agent does, like we are authorized to do tax preparation, to do tax planning as well. But again, that main distinction, that main differentiation between other tax professionals is the unlimited practice rights. Okay. So let's talk about who should not become an EA. And really quick, I'm going to check in with LinkedIn because sometimes on StreamYard, I can't see my folks on LinkedIn. So just give me a second to pull them up. All right. They are good. LinkedIn, I see I have a few people, a couple of people, not a few, on with me right now. If you can hear me on LinkedIn, will you let me know something in the comments? And Facebook, will you let me know too? Because you guys haven't left me a comment in like 6 minutes. And y'all know how my microphone does sometimes. I don't want to be talking and you guys can't even hear me. All right. So if you let me know in the comments you can hear me, that'd be awesome. So when we're talking about who should be an EA, let's take a look at who should not be an EA first. Thank you, Neri. She says, I can hear you. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I explain this to my community in the tax pro representation journey. To be able to stay in this business as an enrolled agent, you really have to have a why, understand your purpose, because working with people in general can be tiring, right? You have to think about it. If you're working with somebody that has a problem with the IRS, that they have a bill they can't afford to pay today, they're coming in with a very high level of stress, right? The world is falling in on them. But they're not going to want to always work within your processes to be able to streamline and help them best, because this is something that you are going to be doing every day, not them. If you heard that enrolled agents can charge a higher fee than just regular tax preparers, that is a fact, but you probably shouldn't be an EA if you're doing it just to get rich quick. All right? Because here's the thing, when you're stepping in somebody else's shoes to handle their IRS issue, as I mentioned, it's a high level of stress. They don't know what to do. That's why they're coming to you to handle it. Or maybe they've done research to learn about the process, but they know they're not an expert about it, right? Just like if somebody YouTubes how to fix something on their car, they may look it up, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to go be mechanic and fix it, because they don't have that expertise. They don't have that time. They see the value in hiring somebody else to do it. With that though, it it's a service offering, but it is service, right? I told somebody, I think one of the things that helps me in this business with being an enrolled agent, helping people that owe $100,000 or more to the IRS, is empathy. All right. A lot of people that want to get rich quick don't have empathy. You have to have empathy in this line of work and service, because I don't know about you all. I never owed the IRS $100,000 and couldn't pay it. I have a idea what that feels like from working with people that do, but I have not personally experienced it. I've personally experienced helping people get out of that situation. I've personally experienced helping them settle that or making a payment arrangement. But you have to remember that if you are here to do this, you need to have a heart of service. All right. So if you're here to get rich quick, you shouldn't become an enrolled agent. If you are a know it all, and I'll say a tax know it all. Now, a lot of people get hung up on credentials. And this is something else I always tell my community in the Tax Pros Representation Group. You know, you can take all the classes in the world, you can get all the licenses, designations, until you actually do the work. That doesn't mean that you actually know anything. It just means that you are qualified to go learn and study. On the flip side, I have tax professionals, they're like, well, I know more than EAs, I know more than CPAs. And I think we have to be careful there. If you, as a tax professional, don't think that you can learn any more about taxes, how to better handle clients with client care and management, then this is not the place for you. Okay. The enrolled agent license is not something you should look at, because tax laws are ever changing. So, honestly, if you think you're a know it all and there's nothing that you can do to improve, at the bare minimum, you should be taking annual updates. I know people that don't even do that, and they're out here making a mess all over the place. If you think that you can't become any better at what you do in serving people and implementing different tax strategies, becoming an enrolled agent is not for you. This is a spot for lifetime learners who, as one of my tax sisters says, like geeks out on tax knowledge and wants to help people with it. If you know it all and you don't think any of that stuff is necessary, the enrolled agent license isn't for you. All right, because there is no shortcut to learning. You have to put the time in, you have to put in that sweat equity. And even with the license, the IRS requires that each EA take a certain amount of continuing education each year. So if you already are at the point, well, I don't need to do all that, this may not be the place for you. All right. Now, LinkedIn. All right, I don't see numbers now, so I'm not going to say anything. I was going to say, I just saw the numbers, but sometimes they drop off and on. I don't want anybody getting in trouble because they're at work listening to me. But if you are here to get rich quick, EA designation not for you. If you are one of those people that think you can't improve in the way that you serve people, that you know everything as far as tax laws, you don't have to take updates, EA license is not for you. If you have money above service, the EA license is not for you. All right. Because again, you have to have empathy. You have to have a heart and posture of service to be able to help these people out of their IRS situation. Because again, I was going to say to no fault of their own, but usually it is their fault. But these taxpayers are coming to you as a saving grace because they don't know what to do. Have you ever had to go to the doctor and the nurse practitioner, the doctor themselves had horrible bedside manner? And you're like, why did you even become a doctor? That's the exact same thing that gets communicated. Sorry, that gets communicated when you have money above serving your clients as an enrolled agent. And again, if that's the main reason why you want to become an enrolled agent to make more money than tax prep, then this is not going to be the industry for you. But the moment we've all been waiting for, right? Who should actually become an enrolled agent? And as you were hopping on, please let me know that you're here. Say, hey, hi, give me a thumbs up, heart something. I had a young lady reach out to me in my inbox, and it's funny. She reached out my inbox, LinkedIn, and the week prior to that, I had a gentleman reach out to me on LinkedIn, and the week before that, I had another gentleman reach out to me on LinkedIn, and they all had the same question. They found me on LinkedIn because of my name, article, video, something, but they all asked, why did you become an EA? And do you think I should become an EA? Well, first of all, I didn't know any of these three people, so I couldn't honestly ask them or answer their question if I thought they should become an EA. But what I could offer them is somewhat of a framework for them to ask themselves to see if they thought that they would be a good fit at being an enrolled agent. So I'm going to share that with you, okay? The first thing that you want to take a look at, and this is even if you're already an enrolled agent, right? Because, like I said, I know EAs right now that because they honestly aren't lifetime learners, they got into this for the wrong reason. They think that taking the test and everything was a waste of time because they don't offer representation services. They haven't dug in and learned all they could about tax planning to be able to implement those strategies for clients. They're like, well, I could have just kept preparing taxes. And I'm like, I mean, you could have, but why not dig in deeper, right? So the first question that I asked them, because one was a realtor, one was no, two were financial planners in that industry. I asked them, what attracts you to the EA designation license? So for one person, and I don't know, maybe they were gassing me up. So you guys know my personal mission is to fill the tax literacy gap one taxpayer at a time. They actually found me because they listened to an episode of my podcast, Tax Relief with Timalyn Bowens. I did an episode on filling the tax literacy gap. She told me that she was attracted to the enrolled agent license because taxes are a very complicated subject matter for a lot of people. And she wanted to be like me and kind of stand in that gap to help educate people. So I was like, okay, cool. I can dig that. But I said, do you enjoy teaching people or do you actually enjoy taxes and finances? Because here's the thing, I love teaching people about taxes. I don't love teaching people math. Does that make sense? So it still has to go together. So my question for you is, do you enjoy learning and teaching about taxes? That's question one. We're looking at who should become an EA. Do you have to love taxes as much as me? Absolutely not. But here's the thing, if you're working with somebody who owes the IRS and they can't pay, yes, you should be able to go in and handle the situation. But think about this, they're not in that situation on purpose. Usually it's because they didn't know what to do in certain situations. For example, a lot of business owners get in that situation because they don't understand estimated tax payments. They know that they should be paying something, but they don't know how that should be figured or how they should outsource that to an accountant. So, if I really want to be of service to that client, I want to make sure that not only am I helping them get out of the situation, I need to be educating them to make sure that they never end up in the situation again. Okay, sorry. I thought I put my phone on Do Not Disturb, and I didn't. All right. So, I'm sorry, you all. There's somebody commenting and it's messing up. So, somebody commented on another video I did on LinkedIn while I'm here, and I thought that they were here, but they're not. But they said, I want to be a part of your community. And I want you all to be a part of my community. But let me get back. Let me get back on track. So, Miss Dorothy said sometimes they don't listen. Absolutely. Sometimes taxpayers don't listen and they end up in the same situation. And it's this vicious cycle of I owe, we get taken care of. I owe, we get taken care of. When you work with people that owe the IRS because of that cycle, sometimes it does become glorified babysitting and you were chasing them for documents. Now, there are things that you can do and implement within your business and systems so it doesn't end up like that. But again, remember who you're dealing with. These people owe the IRS. They're probably not the most organized. They're usually not the most stellar at filing their taxes on time and all that. So, those are just some things to keep in mind. If you can't deal with hard headed people, being an enrolled agent is probably not the space and place for you. Okay. But let me go back, recap question one. Do you enjoy taxes, learning about them, and teaching them? The learning about them, yes, you have to learn different policies and procedures. But again, the tax law is ever changing. There are things that I can do to benefit my clients now that I couldn't do 3 years ago. There are things I can do to benefit my client now that I couldn't do 18 months ago. All right. So, with that, I have to make sure that I'm on top of the new things that are in the tax law, not only so I can help them, but also so I can educate them. Miss Dorothy said, I am not babysitting. And Miss Dorothy, I completely get that. There are some people, so the way I said that we have to have a posture of service when we're in this industry, there are some people that I can work with if they come in with the right posture. That makes sense. Somebody's going to come in and be like, well, you work for me. I'm going to do what I want to on my time, when I want, how I want. I can't deal with that. We're not a good fit. You got to go. You got to go. Now, when I have people that are polite, sincere, they want to be out of the situation, but they're not organized, and sometimes I have to reel them back in, I can work with that. All right. We have a mutual level of respect for each other. And I know that I need to help you become organized so we can manage this cash flow and get it taken care of. I 100% can do that. But babysitting in the way, yeah, the, I can't, the disrespect, audacity is at an all time high. I've had to give people that investigation feedback before I even investigate. And I was happy to do it because what happens when you let somebody pay you that thinks they own you at that point, it takes up way too much of your mental real estate and you can't focus on the work that you need to be getting done. And those type of people that think that they own you when they pay you, not even in full, pay you for an investigation or something. Let me speak for me. I won't put this in your mouth. It drives me crazy. Like it takes up all this mental space. Then I have good clients that pay on time, give me everything I need on time, and I can't serve them to my full capacity because I took on this crazy person who's disrespectful, missing meetings, show up when they want to, sending stuff how they want to. It's not worth it. So, yes, to your point, not babysitting with that. Absolutely not. So, the next part, you got to ask yourself, do you enjoy taxes? Do you enjoy teaching, um, learning about them and teaching? The next part is, do you enjoy advocating for others? All right. And think of yourself outside of the tax world because some of you all are not tax professionals. I'm sorry. Very quick story. I am redoing some stuff in my office area. That's why you guys haven't seen my real wall in like 2 months. And I realized when I raised my hand, part of my green screen went away. Anyway, back on topic. Um, do you enjoy advocating for others? And let's think about this outside of the world of tax, okay? When I was in college, I had a writing teacher, loved her, loved her, loved her. And she helped me to think outside of the box with a lot of different things. And something that she pointed out to me about myself, because I was only like 20, 21 at the time, she said, you enjoy helping the underdog. You have a natural, like, mother instinct where you look out for people and you enjoy working with the underdog. Now, fast forward, I can see the characteristics of that in me working with people that owe the IRS, right? Because again, I'm not in their situation. I've never been in their situation. Yet I have the empathy, and because I have the knowledge and know how, I work with them to help them get out of that situation. If you enjoy standing in on behalf of other people, this probably, if you enjoy standing in on their behalf and you enjoy taxes, educating, and learning, this may be a very, very good fit for you. All right. Because, and I've mentioned this before, not only are you going to be advocating for those people before the IRS with negotiation, with audits and appeals, their organizations available to enrolled agents. There's one I'm in, NAEA, the National Association of Enrolled Agents, that puts you before policymakers. All right. So we have something called Fly In Day that's going to be this upcoming May. I'm going because I want to be on Capitol Hill to hear about changes that may be coming down the pipeline and to also give feedback about how these things are going to affect my clients, future clients, and taxpayers all across America, right? Or even the world, right? Because as any US taxpayer, I get to stand there and advocate on their behalf. If advocating is something that you enjoy doing for other people, then most definitely you may be an amazing fit to become an enrolled agent. All right. Last but not least, and we are going to wrap it up and get out of here unless you guys have questions. I'm looking on here. There's a little lag. I forgot to check in with my LinkedIn people. They can catch it on the replay today, right? Actually, it's showing that I have people on LinkedIn right now. LinkedIn, I'm gonna need y'all to not send me no DMs. I need y'all to let me know that you're here in the comments, okay? Anyway, last but not least, if you guys don't have any questions, you should become an EA if you enjoy taxes, learning, and teaching. If you enjoy advocating for others, But if you also enjoy furthering your understanding of tax law, okay, the EA exam, unless you let your credentials lapse, should be a one and done. You have your license. However, as I mentioned before, you have to keep up with your education. They make it a requirement that you have to have a certain amount of IRS approved continuing education hours each year. This involves ethics, this involves updates. All right. Because how are you going to help somebody if you don't even know the law yourself? Right. You don't want to be out here and be a fraud. So you have to be willing. Again, this goes back to who shouldn't be an EA. If you think you're a know it all, there's nothing else that you can learn. The tax law is basic, yada, yada, yada. This isn't the place for you. It's not the place for you at all. You have to be committed to learning. You have to be committed to helping. Like I said, this whole space of being an enrolled agent and doing representation work, it's a you have to have a posture of service to be successful. Now, do we have the tax resolution mills that put everybody into an offer and compromise and it's going to fail and all that stuff? Absolutely. But they're doing a disservice to people, not an actual service. All right. So we have to keep those things in mind. The money is not going to be worth it. All right. So, and like I encourage my community, you have to keep focus on your why, the reason you're there, because there are some days these taxpayers and these revenue officers will get under your skin. But if you remember your why, you remember the impact that you've already made and the impact that you're going to continue to make, it helps you stay focused to be here. All right. So at 11:34, LinkedIn is showing up for me. So Karina says, I am here. How are you doing today, Karina? And I know you may be working. And I also know that you sent me a message. I will get back to you about that. I have a client who may or may not be meeting me at the time that you proposed. So let me follow up with them first and I will get back to you about your message. So let me pull LinkedIn up because I tell you guys sometimes LinkedIn does some funky stuff. And on let me not blame it on LinkedIn. StreamYard does some funky stuff, and I can see my comments from LinkedIn, but I can't see who it is. So let me pull this up just really quick so I can see who actually left me this comment. All right. So if I say your name wrong, let me know. I think it is Fia. So Fia says interested but not sure how to start. So I'm not going to go into all of it here on this video. I'm going to give you the the abridged version. So if you were interested in becoming an enrolled agent, it is a three-part exam that you can take at a Prometric site. The designation does come through the IRS, and upon passing the test, you will apply. Yes, you submit your application form 23 to become an enrolled agent after passing all three parts. Now, I did do a video on how to become an EA. So if we are connected here on LinkedIn, if you look at events, you can find the replay of that video. But I did also do an article on how to become an EA, and that is located on the LinkedIn page as well. Or you can go to my website at americasfavoriteea.com. Um, but yeah, if you are still on with me, what what is it that has interested you about the EA designation? And guys, I appreciate you hopping on with me today. Last week, I thought I was going to be able to hop on, but the extension deadline, it did a number to me. Am I the only one that got a little hurt from the extension deadline? Or was that just me? I woke up Tuesday so tired and I was like, yeah, I can't go live. I'll see those good folks next week. Um, so I am going to give about 30 more seconds just for the lag, but if that is all, I'm going to love you guys and leave you. All right. So if Ia says, got it. Nice to meet you, sir. And sorry, you guys can't see him. I can see him over here on LinkedIn. Thanks for hopping on with me today, Fia. Dorothy says, I had to take a break. Yes. I had told people, like, hey, I'll reach out. We can chat. We can do this, that. I took off Tuesday. I took off Wednesday. Was I off Thursday? I feel like I still did something Thursday. Um, Other than working with my community, I took off for the most part. I think. I think I still did some writing and did a podcast episode. But yeah, I was out of the office. I'm back already, but Neri says thank you very much. All right then. Well, you guys enjoy the rest of your Tuesday afternoon, and I will see you all next Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern right here. Bye.